Hello everyone, welcome back to Draft Day Sports Pro Basketball 2024. In the last video we played another dozen games in the second season of our series, and we're still continuing to struggle. Before we end the last video, I changed the offensive strategy to grind, which is even a slower pace, as you can see here, than what is normal. And my philosophy we've been playing with is a slow pace up to this point for the most part. And it seems like there's a slight advantage to my team playing a slow pace. So this is slowing it down even further. It may help, it may not. If it doesn't help, I'm just going to switch right back to a balanced offense and probably play the rest of the season that way. As far as the defense goes, I don't see any reason to change it. We're fourth in the league in opponents' points per game. We're first in the league in blocks. So our rim protection is really good. We're good at stopping our opponents from scoring, but we're terrible at scoring ourselves. So I don't want to change up too much with the defense. I think that's working pretty good. We won't make it to the trade deadline in this video. I may do like this video and then another video, and then the video after that do an entire video entirely on the trade deadline and exploring possible trades and opportunities. And it might be like a 5-minute video or something, but I just want to try to switch some things around in hopes that next season can be better. Especially like I've mentioned before, trading Richardson, and probably won't trade Cullen yet, but if things continue to sour with him and the coach, then may just let him go after next season or trade him at the trade deadline next season. But that's kind of what the plans are right now. I'm going to go ahead and get started. And let's see. No injured players, but I still want to make sure the depth chart is as I want it. And it looks, I think that's how it's supposed to be. It looks pretty good. I'll go ahead and simulate this next game against the Spartans. Okay, we won. That's good. I don't want to say all our problems are solved, because if you remember when we switched to 7 seconds offense, we won the first 2 games and then the bottom fell out of that. So you might win 2 games and then lose a bunch. I mean, I don't know. But we did get 1 win, and that's good. So we'll see what happens. I do want to look at the box score from that game. Still no injured players. I do think this season's been better in terms of health. Fortson had 42 points. And McCleary had 20 off the bench. Cullen had 12. Ramsey had 15. Barnes had 11. So a pretty good game for the most part. Our field goal percentage was pretty good. 3-point percentage pretty good. Maybe that's what this team thrives on, just slowing it down and looking for the right shot. I mean, I'm fine with that. I actually wish more teams would play that way in the NBA, speaking honestly. All right, let's keep going. I kind of feel like when it comes to the NBA, I could be wrong. I've never really coached a team, but it feels to me like growing up, and even when I was in college and watching the NBA a lot, teams play different styles. I remember the grit and grind Grizzlies in the early 2010s when I was in college, and I remember, the Suns I seem like the Suns in the late 2000s, they had that whole 7 seconds thing going on. So you had some teams playing 7 seconds, you had some teams playing grind, you had some teams that would play a post focus if they had a big center. I don't think the Lakers played that way all the time, but there were some games where they definitely just would throw it in a Shaq all the time, and he would just dominate on the inside. And I feel like with today's NBA, every team plays exactly the same, and I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but it's one of the reasons I've fallen out of watching it because it seems like everybody just. And I'm not saying it's not entertaining, and it's not a fluid way of playing basketball. In some ways, it's it's more efficient than it's ever been. I mean, I loved watching the 2014 San Antonio Spurs team play because they just passed the ball like crazy and they hardly ever dribbled, and they were just the offense was constantly moving and they were constantly getting open shots. And in some ways, the modern NBA is kind of like that. But with the Spurs in that year, they still didn't shoot threes like crazy like they do today. And I mean, I guess it's fine, but I miss when there were different styles of basketball offensively. It feels like the Warriors, they broke out that next year in 2015, and then everybody just started playing like the Warriors, and now it feels like every team plays that way. And you know, but I can't say a lot because I haven't watched really since COVID. COVID hit, and then they had the whole bubble tournament, and I thought it was weird, and I just haven't gotten back in the habit of it, and I can't find a team to focus on. So anyway, that's my random rambling there about the NBA. But I miss watching different styles of offense. It seems like that, and maybe I'm wrong, and if I'm wrong, then educate me in the comments. But it just seems like there's not as wide of a variety of offensive styles as there used to be. Anyway, we got the peaks here, and I'm not going to check the depth chart because there still are no injured players. So let's go ahead and see if we win this game. And we lost, and we scored 74 points, which is the downside of running a grind offense. Sometimes there'll be games where you score like less than 80 points. I'm not going to switch it up just yet. Keep going. No games on that day. And we got the Condors next. They're 19 and 17, so they're kind of mediocre. They're better than us. Still no injured players, so let's go ahead and play this game. Okay, we lost, but we did level up, so a little bit of good news. I'm going to go ahead and make sure I use these points while I'm thinking about it. Let's see. I'm going to bump it up on the offensive knowledge because, again, it's not letting me. Can I not increase that? I think you have to increase IQ before you can increase offensive knowledge or defensive knowledge. Because, see, it won't let me put offensive knowledge above basketball IQ. So I'm going to put 1 point on player development. I feel like evaluating potential is maybe the least important attribute because a lot of times you can read the mock drafts and you can figure out who you should draft, and you don't even really need to evaluate the potential that much. I feel like the rest of them are more important, so I may just leave that one. I mean, I might gradually upgrade it as the coach becomes, or as I become more elite as an owner or a GM, apologize, but for right now, I'm going to leave it where it's at because it seems like it's the least important in my opinion. Let's keep going. Okay, we got the Outlaws, or we are the Outlaws. I need to go to bed or something. We got the Royals coming up next. 2 injured players, though. Check the depth chart. It looks like Bennett is out. That's unfortunate. Hargrove. And let's play this next one. And got this win. Fortunate 45 points. He seems to thrive in the grind offense. I don't know if anybody else. I mean, maybe he'll be. He's always kind of been our leading scorer, though, so it doesn't really change that. Let's check the box score. Yeah, 45 points. I mean, it's pretty great performance. Anyway, I want to make sure that he's still happy. I'm too paranoid about this, but yeah, Fortson's still happy. Well, okay. Let's get to the next game. We're still like 11th in the conference. Just outside looking in when it comes to the playoffs. Got the Roar next, and only one injured player. Oh, Bennett's back. I didn't really check to see what kind of injury he had. No, he's the one still out. Hargrove's back. Bennett should be back in the next game. I don't want to start Richardson and McCleary. Okay. Let's go ahead and simulate. All right, we're like 3-1 so far since changing to the grind offense. So once again, don't want to, say problems are solved, but 3-1's not bad at all. All right, we got the Knights next. No injured players, so Bennett should be back. Put Barnes back up here. Okay. 17 and 24 is what we are. Got the Knights. They're pretty good, though. They're an 8-point favorite. So even if we lose, I'm still going to stick with the grind offense because they are projected to win. But we won. Okay, we're 4-1 with the grind offense. Maybe we're on to something. Let me check the box score. Okay, Fortson's got 43, 5, and 3 for that game. Excuse me. Cleary had 14. Bennett a double-double, 13 and 15. Cohen had 9. So, we're continuing to play pretty good in the grind offense. Let's keep going. Let's see. No games on this date either. We got a game here against the Rangers. They're not very good, so hopefully we'll win this game. So we're 42 games in. That's right. And so I'll try to do 6 more games. We might get to February. Try to do 6 more games. And then maybe the next video can be like the first half or the first few games of February and then a trade deadline. And then see what happens after that. We got one injured player. I don't know who's injured. Let me check. We're 10th in the conference now. We are first in opponents' points per game, which is awesome. Yes, we're last in scoring, but we're first in stopping the other guys from scoring. So nothing else, you can say our defense is pretty good. Excellent, actually, compared to a lot of other teams. Okay, Barnes looks like has a sprained toe. So I'm going to put, is Asani better or is Hill better? Asani's only 1.5. Hill is also 1.5, so I guess it doesn't matter. I guess it doesn't matter who starts there. We'll start Asani there. Let's move Barnes down and out of this until he's back and healthy. All right. It doesn't look too bad. All right, here we go. And another win. Starting to think we might keep this grind offense for at least the rest of this season. All right, we got the Metros next. One injured player, so it's probably still going to be Barnes. And yeah, it is. Yeah, let's play this game. Another win, 15 points this time. And with wins, I mean, you would think with wins the morale would raise. Okay, now we're 44 games in, so we'll do 4 more games. Check the morale. It's still low. It doesn't seem like that's getting any better. At least not right now, anyway. We're still 10th in the conference. But, I mean, the way that I'm still used to that whole top 8 teams thing. The way, I mean, if you're 10th, then at least you're going to get a playing game. So, that's better than what we had last season. We didn't get a playing game last season. 4 injured players, though. So, I'm going to check that out real quick. Sheesh. Bennett, McCleary, and Ramsey are we got a skeleton crew in this game. Luckily, these are pretty mild injuries. So it suggests Cullen, Fortson, Hargrove, Asani, Richardson, Lopez, Hill, Hooper, and Bryant, which is probably as good as it's going to get considering who we have available. We're on a 5-game winning streak, so that's awesome. I'm not going to count this game against us if we lose as far as changing the offense because I mean we half our team is injured, it seems like, so we lost. We didn't lose by much though. I'm not changing the offense based off that game with all those injuries. Okay, Spartans again. 2025, still 4 injured players, probably the same 4. Yeah, the same 4. So we're going to run with the same lineup we did in the last game. And we actually won with all those injuries. So that's great. I want to check the box score. I feel like I should check the box score after every game. I just like seeing who performed. Usually it's Fortson getting player of the game. He's still happy, so I'm pleased that he's still happy, even though a lot of these other guys are not happy. We're 21 and 25, so that's 46 games. So we played 10 games since switching to the grind offense, and we're like 8-2. That's right, ain't it? I think that's right. Let's go ahead. Let's simulate this day. There's no games for us on this day. Well, this is 7-3, so maybe I miscalculated a day. But 7-3 is not bad at all. Okay. Twisters are kind of mediocre. Their record's a little bit better than ours. We have one player back, it looks like. Hopefully it's Bennett or McCleary. Okay, well, things have changed a little. Bennett, McCleary, and Ramsey are all healthy. Lopez, Asani are both out. Barnes is still out, as he's been for a while. You throw this around. Put Hill in there. Cullen, Fortson, Ramsey, Hill, Bennett, McCleary, Richardson, Hooper, Hargrove, Bryant. It looks better than the last couple games. At least we got Bennett and McCleary back. Simulate this game. No, we lost that game. Okay, so I'll play this last game here against the Dinos. And I got 4 injured players again. Maybe I spoke too soon. And speaking of how it seems like we're healthier this season, Fortson is out. Gosh. Let's move him down. Without Fortson and Barnes, it's not very depleted, but it's two of our key guys. Barnes gets 11.6 a game for us. Fortson's our leading scorer, 27 points a game. Looks like it's just nagging injuries, though, nothing serious. Well, Barnes has been out like 2 weeks, but he'll be back next game, maybe. Sprained toe is not a catastrophic injury. Let's play this last game, and we won that game. So I think out of 12 games, we were 8-4. We've been 4-8 in the last couple videos. So I think the grind offense, we definitely did better in this video using the grind offense. So we're 22-26 now. I want to check out a few things before I stop the video. I'll check out the standings real quick. Probably still 10th, but that's better than last season. We are still 10th. A little ways to go before we move up. I mean, but if you look at these teams from the Coyotes down to the Twisters, I mean they're all neck and neck with each other. So if we can move up into this field with these teams, that we even have a shot at maybe skipping one of those play-in games. This is the 6th spot right here, and the 7th through 10th spot play the play-in game. So we could sneak up to the 6th seed, especially since all of these are neck and neck with each other. It's completely possible that we could sneak up to the 6th seed, and now it makes me question whether or not I want to trade Richardson, because if he's helping our team get these wins in these grind offense games, or since we've switched to that, if we're on a winning streak, if he's helping us win, there's a chance we can make the playoffs. I don't want to change that. So I got some things to think about before the next video. We have 3 injured players. I'll go ahead and set up. Make sure I have things as they need to be. Yeah, these 3 are out. Fortson's back. I definitely want to put Fortson in. So okay. So Fortson's back for this next game. I want to let's see. Let's go back to the dashboard. Morale is still low. Before I turn this off, I want to try to uplift the spirits of a couple of these players. I don't know if it'll help anything. Let's go to Bennett because he's still a little peeved at something. He's like, okay. He just don't care. It's like every time I tell him he's doing great, he's just like, whatever. I want to compliment Colin as well. He's got a pretty solid rookie campaign going on. He's the same way. He just don't seem like he cares one way or another. Okay. Man. Well, I don't think I can do anything else in that regard regarding happiness of those players. Look at the contracts really quick. always think of things before I turn these videos off. Maybe it's a good thing. Maybe I can find some opportunities. I still want to offer an extension on Fortson, and I'm afraid if I click it, it'll say the thing it said before about not extending past 2 years, and he still wants 3 years, and I don't want to make him angry. So I think we still have next season to work with as far as signing him. So maybe we can wait till the start of next season and try to extend his contract. Definitely want to keep Fortson. If Cullen were happier, I would go ahead and extend his rookie option, but I don't want to keep him around if he's unhappy. So anyway, that's pretty much that. I always forget. Look at this dashboard. That's all I've got for this video. So if you like these videos, keep coming back. Hopefully I can post another one before Saturday, but definitely Saturday I will try to have one up, if not before then. And next time we'll probably play a few games and then discuss the trade deadline options. And it's very possible, once again, I may mull over something for 40 minutes. If you get bored, just skip ahead. I just like playing these videos out and playing them raw, and like, this is my thought process, and I like talking through these things, and it's kind of therapeutic to talk through these things. So anyway, until next time.